à tous. Mais maintenant, anglais OK? Anglais, aujourd'hui, pour 15 minutes. S'il vous plaît. Merci. I was just asked, well, first, it's not Paris Basket Club. It's Paris Basketball. Branding, very important, très important. Second, welcome to the home of Paris Basketball, Adidas Arena. Last Sunday, 3 days ago, there were 8,000 people here, complete, sold out, for Game 5 between Paris Basketball and La Asvel in the demi-finale of the LNB. Nous gagnons. Last night, we played in Monaco, the premier match of the finals. I was there. I came back to be with you today, and I don't regret it. I'm very happy to be here, even though it was a lot of travel yesterday. So, very important, those two things. Paris Basketball et la maison de Paris Basketball, ici. I was just asked to talk about sport business. In France, and in many places in Europe, the concept of sport business makes people's heads spin. They think of sport and they think of business, but they never think of sport business. Dommage. There is no way to disentangle, to separate sports and business in today's modern world. Antoine Chinas is here. Nice to see you. Sports business is inexorably tied together. You see it right here, not here, but in the Olympics coming up. The organizers of the Olympics were very proud to say recently that they expect these Olympics to come in on budget, meaning revenues will equal expenses. Most sports clubs, leagues in Europe do not operate that way. Encore dommage. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for government to have to play the role of investor and cover losses. It's not healthy to have situations where clubs go into bankruptcy. It's a shame. The Olympics are going to be on budget, meaning revenues will equal expenses, and guess why? The ticket prices are very expensive. Très cher. They have to be. The Olympics are a very, very expensive undertaking. It's not fair and it's not right for the people in Paris or the region to have to pay for the Olympics. Not the taxpayers, that's not right. The people who should pay for the Olympics are what we call the end users. The end users are the people buying the tickets who have decided they want to attend the Olympics. They want to be there. They are willing to pay the prices. Or the broadcasters who are paying for the rights and in their own business model will sell advertisements to offset the rights that they have to pay. We are a living example of this today. Paris Basketball is. After we won the match Sunday night, we went on sale immediately for match 3, Game 3, Sunday, 6:30, right here. We had to raise the prices. Demand was greater than supply. When demand is greater than supply, you have to adjust. And of course, we're playing a EuroLeague club, one of the best clubs in Europe, Monaco. So our prices went up. Understandably, we received some comments from some people who said, they're too expensive. It's not fair. Makes no sense. What's fair is we will have seats up high, although no seat is high here. It's a beautiful basketball arena that'll be very affordable. But the seats right there where those people are sitting and the seats behind me that lead into the VIP area, by European basketball standards, they're expensive. But that's because Paris basketball is not only a club, it's not only an équipe, it's a business. We're running a business. I have to remind sometimes the people that even work for us, this is a business. We are not backed by a Russian oligarch. We are not backed by a football club. Real Madrid, the last 10 years, has spent $300 million, lost $300 million the last 10 years to run their basketball club. They have very little to show for it. My partner, Eric Schwartz, and I, we are the only two equity holders, and we are trying to build something sustainable, valuable, that is a cultural icon for every basketball lover in Grand Paris. You can have both. You can have a sports club that stands on the principles of entertainment, value proposition, cultural relevance, inclusion, diversity. Quick story. One of my good friends is a person named Frank Spotnitz. If any of you ever watch the X-Files repeats, you will see Frank's name. Frank was the #2 producer and wrote a lot of the episodes for the X-Files. Frank moved to Paris about 10 years ago. He bought a home. He's now in London. But he came to our first match in our second season. At halftime, I walked over to see Frank. And he said, David, I've been living in Paris for 7 years. I have never seen a crowd more diverse in any setting than this game. Not a sports setting, not a political setting, not an entertainment setting, where there was a crowd that was black and white, men and women, families, tout le monde. In other words, very much like an NBA crowd. So we can stand for all of the good things that sports brings. The fact that it is a unifying fabric in any major city. But we can also operate as a responsible business. It's not a choice. It's an endeavor. It's a commitment that you can do all the right things and still have a sustainable business. That is a change that has started to arrive in Europe. I am sure that it is a change that will continue to be embraced. I also believe strongly Europe will never be exactly like America. Promotion and relegation prevent that. We don't have promotion and relegation in any of our sports leagues in America. I worked in the NBA for 17 years with 2 different teams. I don't know what we would have done with promotion and relegation. Can you imagine if the Los Angeles Lakers had the worst record in the NBA some year? And where would they go? The G League? It's impossible to even fathom. But I do believe the concept of promotion and relegation, at least in some form, will always be here in Europe. And as a result, there will not be a complete transformation of European sports to an Americanized model. But the day is already here. Paris Basketball exemplifies it, where business principles will become part of sports. So, I've just been given the sign that my time is up. No, she wants me to continue. So, I would encourage everybody here who's interested in sports and business. I'm going to give you the same advice I give to students, young persons. Start reading more. Subscribe to the Sports Business Journal. Read the Sports Business Daily. Read the Hollywood Reporter. It's got tremendous coverage of entertainment. Be aware, I spend every day, on average, at least 60 to 90 minutes just reading trade information, trade journals. It's important for me, as a co-owner and a president of a club, to stay current, to not fall behind. And the world is changing dramatically right now. Dramatically. It's already been changing at a breakneck speed the last 15 to 20 years because of technology, streaming, social media. We forget Instagram is about 15 years old. TikTok is about, 8 years old, and it is now the ascendant social media platform in the world. If your club is not active on TikTok, shame on you. And now we're all going to have to receive and be able to catch the latest fast pitch, AI. I have no idea, none, how this is going to impact sports. I'm not sure anybody does yet. It's like everything else that happens. It will take a while for us to understand how to use it and how it will make us better, and most important of all, how it will provide a better customer experience. But AI is coming, and I am certain it is going to dramatically impact sports like it will all of our society. Customer experience, by the way, that's really what drives Paris Basketball. I'm going to tell a story from last weekend. This referee probably wouldn't like me telling the story, but he might be okay. So if you see this referee, don't tell him I shared this. About 4 years ago, we were playing in our first arena, Hall Carpentier, and the referee went to the scorer's table and complained and threatened to penalize us because we were playing the music in inappropriate moments and too loud. A referee. Later that night, the referee and I saw each other at a hotel by accident. We almost got into a fight. He was crazy. And I tried to explain to him, we don't play the music for competitive advantage. We play the music because our fans want to hear music. We are driven, our North Star is customer, fan, supporter experience. This referee worked the game Sunday. I've seen him a few times since. He's changed. We talked, and I said, I'm very happy that we're able to talk again. And he said, what happened 4 years ago taught me, the referee said, a lesson. I didn't realize at the time how important it was to put on a show for the fans, to make sure the fans, the customers, the people who bought the tickets, the partners who paid for the partnership, leave not only satisfied, but leave feeling they can't wait to come back. He said, I learned a lot, and I understand now. And I would encourage, if any of you have the opportunity to find a replay of the match last Sunday that occurred here on L'Equipe TV Live, watch the last 3 minutes and then watch the post game. It feels like an NBA game. It feels like an NBA broadcast. And again, it feels like that with a European and Parisian twist. NBA players don't walk into the supporters section like Nadir Heafy and TJ Shorts did and start to dance with our supporters after the game. That's very European. And that's why this is more cool than the NBA. Take it from an NBA person. But if you watch on TV and if you were to watch the broadcast, it's undeniable. Sports and business go together. You can have both. And I encourage everybody here who works in the industry, or whatever industry you work in, that you stay true to that North Star, that you start making decisions that are in the best interest of your fans, of the people who paid to come watch a match.